watch a debate between President Trump and Biden?
I watched parts of it, yes, sir.
Okay. How impressed were you by President Biden?
Well, you know, he's god awful. I mean, I'm the opposite of impressed with him. Like I said, he's a pedophile. He's the worst of the worst. But I honestly don't think he's pulling the strings. I think that there's people telling him what to do. But yeah, I really don't like him.
Did you see, Rob, the clip? There's a clip I saw which I thought is very weird. I'm gonna show it tomorrow on the pod, but I want to show it since we're sitting here with Bryce. I thought this was kind of weird. I'll text it to you, and I want to get your thoughts on this. Mm-hmm. And then, hang on one second. Rob, if you can pull this up.
Was he acting like a robot or something?
Yeah, this was kind of weird because a lot of people were saying at one moment while the President Trump is speaking, he just frozen. He's kind of looking down like this as if he's listening to something in his ears, and he fixes his ear. Watch this clip here. Little weird. Go ahead, Rob.
During the debate, this guy and his wife noticed something really weird in Joe Biden's audio. Check this out.
I swear to God, I heard someone say something.
Let's see what your numbers are when this election is over. Let's see. You're a whiner.
Oh my God.
So I wanted to take a deeper look at it, so I brought it into Ableton so we could look at the part in between the words, when this is over, and we'll see. And you can see right here, there's actually some audio. It sounds like somebody's actually speaking and telling Joe what to say. So let's enlarge that and take a listen. Let's see. So you can see right here, somebody's telling Joe what to say.
Let's see. You're a whiner.
Oh my God.
And this is not to sway you in either way, but this is just showing you a discovery that was made. But what do you guys think? Was Joe being fed lines while he was doing the debate?
What do you think? Do you think there's a likelihood that that's possible, that he was being fed lines?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I think he could have been told what to say and actually had a live mic or earpiece or something. I mean, they rigged the whole first election to think they wouldn't cheat in a debate, you know. Here's something interesting about that Joe Biden. If you pull up a picture of him from like the 80s, have you seen that?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
His nose is different and his ears are different.
Yeah.
So if you have an attached earlobe, which I got an attached earlobe, it's not a dangler. If you got a dangler, I mean, it's never going to change. You either have attached earlobes or they dangle. So I'm telling you, that guy right there, he's not the same guy. Look at the earlobes. You see what I'm saying? One's attached and one dangles. And I honestly think that guy in that picture is not the same as that guy in that picture. I think they done killed him off.
Maybe he did surgeries. I mean, a lot of these guys do surgeries, Bryce.
They could have killed him off. They could have cloned him. Okay, and I'll say, you know what? It could be surgeries. Yeah. There's not always a crazy explanation, but more likely not. They probably killed him or cloned him.
If President's wife is watching, she would say you're delusional because she said he crushed it. You know, maybe you're just seeing it. You're a little bit too leaning towards the President Trump, that you didn't see the greatness in President Biden, because even Mark Cuban had good things, and Mark Cuban's a pretty wealthy guy. You know, where he sees talent, and he says he trusts President Biden as a president to lead more than he does with Trump. Are you in a similar position of Mr. Mark Cuban?
Oh, no, brother. He'll lead us straight to the gates of hell is where he'll lead us. I'm telling you, that man is infested with demons. He's one of the worst of the worst. And here's...
You're saying President Biden?
President Biden's one of the worst of the worst. And here's how I know this. I don't have to think. It's because we've caught him sniffing kids. And I got to reiterate on that. When you sniff a kid that's not yours and you smell their hair multiple times, that is something that only a pedophile would do. You know, and I grew up, I only really knew two pedophiles growing up, and both of them got caught. But before both of them got caught, I had my suspicions. One was a teacher. She would hug the football players for a really, really long time. Well, guess what? And those football players was 12 years old. Well, guess what? She was banging a 12-year-old dude, and she got sent to prison.
No shit.
Yeah, 5 years later, after I had her science class, 5 years later, she's in prison. But
you were in the 12-year-old, though. These are other 12-year-olds.
Nope, wasn't me.
Okay, I just want to verify if the teacher's watching right now from jail.
Yeah, no, it wasn't me, but I've seen her hugging kids, and I thought, you know what, something ain't right about that, and I never forgot it. I never told nobody because I didn't want people to think, you know, oh, well, Bryce, you're weird for watching that behavior. So I never said anything.
What was the second one?
Second one was a neighbor. We went to play football at his house. there was an uneven number of players. It was like 4-on-5. So the kid's dad, who we were playing in his yard, the kid's dad come out and said, hey, y'all need an extra player. And we said, yeah, we need to play 5-on-5. So kid's dad comes into play. Now, he's on the opposite team of his son. He tackled his son. Do you know what a teabag is?
Teabag from the Army days, yes.
Yeah, it's where you put your nuts in somebody's
Right.
face. You know, it's
Right.
something that you would do to your friends if you're like that, if you're gross like that. You know, I could see other dudes doing it. One time a dude did it to me in basketball. I was bench pressing and a guy come teabag. He just sat on my face. You know, dude, I was bench pressing. I couldn't move. I was like, you son of a bitch. But I'm not going to lie. I've been teabagged, okay? But a teabag. So, you know, a teabag is something that you would only do to somebody that you kind of know. I mean, that you definitely know, okay? That's a friend that you know would forgive you. And here's another thing, too. You don't never teabag somebody who's smaller than you, because that's straight up, that's not just bullying, that's like rape, you know? So you do it to somebody who you're familiar with, who's your own size, who can defend themselves. So you're not picking on them. It's a joke. Or it's not funny if you do it. So this guy, he tackles his own son and teabags him. And me and my friend was looking at each other like, I've never seen an adult teabag a kid, let alone their own kid.
Yeah.
And so guess what? 5 years later, might have been 10. It was a little bit longer on him. Prison. Molesting his own children.
No shit.
2 times. Only 2 times have I sensed a pedophile. Both pedophiles caught and in prison about 5 to 10 years later.
You get the same vibe with Joe.
I'm telling you, I know he's a pedophile. I know it. I don't have to think it. When you sniff a child's hair that ain't yours and do it repeatedly, he's a kid sniffer. He's a pedophile. And I know it because I've lived life. I have experiences. And guess what? You can find out all these silly videos of me. You ain't never going to find a video of me sniffing a kid's hair, because I'm not a pedophile. Pedophiles sniff kids' hairs. Okay, and so
It's just a weird thing to do. You know, now that you're really
bet.
getting into it, you know
it is.
sniffing is. And then what's the one thing he said? He says they put their hand on my thigh and felt the hair. What was the line that, I mean?
Oh, they felt the blonde leg hairs in the swimming pool.
Who made him think that's a good idea to campaign on that? Like, I mean, it's a little weird to see what some of the things he talks about. Your experience, have you met President Trump before?
I've never met him. He was at my last fight, which is terrible because I got knocked out so quick. But yeah,
Which fight?
It was the Emmett fight.
He was at the Emmett fight.
Brother, I seen him. I stared right at him. We made eye contact right before the fight. Absolutely. And so he was there, but man, I didn't get to. I was so jacked up. I just woke up in the hospital, so I didn't get to shake his hand.
Was that the worst you've ever been hit? Like, have you ever been hit harder than that?
No, not even close. I've been kicked in the head, and it wasn't even that hard. You know, I mean, that was. I was going into that punch. You know, that was a hard.
Oh,
punch.
that was hard to watch, by the way, when it happened. You're like, oof. Every once in a while, I was at the fight with. Manny Pacquiao was going against Marquez. I don't know if you watched this fight or not. I think it was Marquez, and Manny, sitting with his family, wife is there, family's there. We're there with the whole pastor. Dudley Rutherford took us to the fight because they were going to the same church, and Manny's coming in, and boom, he gets hit in the neck. He drops. He's not getting up, but his body's shaking. Mm-hmm. Oh my! Watching his wife react was very difficult because she thought he was dead. And
absolutely.
Yeah, when watching, that's the part of the fight game, man. You see it, you know, what you guys do to put yourself on the line when you get into that octagon. Did it ever mess you up to not want to get in there again?
No.
You're good.
No, I know that I'm going to be redeemed, and it's going to prove me just like Job was proven. You know, Job had all these trials, and some of them were pretty much all under circumstances he couldn't control. And but Job, his faith persevered, and that's what I think is going to happen to me. I think I'm going to be redeemed in the name of Jesus Christ, and my faith is going to be made stronger, and it's going to be proven.
And what's the soonest you're thinking you're going to fight?
So I can fight right now if I needed to. I mean, I'm ready.
I'm
ready. 100% healed.
By the way, Bryce Mitchell is officially on my neck. So if you got any questions, you want to FaceTime with him, have a call with him, maybe even see what he's got going on in his backyard, you can connect Bryce Mitchell. This is his QR code. Ask him any question about today's podcast. Some tells me he's going to give you an entertaining response.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.